we'll talk about the Mets. They took 3 or 4 from Philly. They have absolutely owned them this year. What's their record? 15-4 or 14-5 against them. Phillies are happy that they're not playing the Mets anymore. I posed this question to Joe's on Baseball Today. I was like, do you think that matters in the postseason, like the regular season record? He said yes. I said probably, but everything starts over. You're at 0. Your batting average, 0. Like everything goes back, and I think that could change things. Although the Mets against Wheeler and Nola, 9-0 in the games that they started.
That's the one that jumped out to me, man. That's unreal. That's unreal. If you told the Mets this year before the season that you'd go 5-4 against Nola and Wheeler, I think they shake your hand and they're like, yeah, because those dudes are ones. Like I know sometimes we get caught up in aces and that whole thing. Like look at Wheeler, what he's done the past couple years. Nola, when he's right, he's one of the more fun pitchers to watch in baseball with his pitch mix and just how it comes off. IMO a little bit. I think Jom's on that page. 9-0, and dude, this last game, this was one of the eye openers this weekend. The intensity in this game for an end of August game, two teams that have seen each other a lot. Gene Segura hits the big home run. He's fist pumping around first base so hard his helmet flies off. And then your boy, Mark Canha. Are you kidding me? You're telling me Mark Canha has one of the cooler bat flips in like baseball history?
Dude, he's been on that train for a while, man.
He's a sneaky guy, man. And the Mets are awesome. And when it comes to the Phillies in the playoffs, like if we needed to fill 24 hours of airtime, that would be a great segment. It's the well, I don't know. Hey, come playoff time. Like if they do it, like they come out, if somehow these teams met up in the playoffs and they win that first Wheeler game, then you're right. That 9-0 means nothing. That's the beauty of it. But going in, like if the Mets line up against the Phillies in a playoff series, they're going to be feeling good, man. Like I don't have to tell you, Trev, like if you're on a team that plays another team that much and you beat them 15-4, like you're feeling so good going into that series. Yeah, man. And dude, the Mets, there's so many little things, and it's why I love Buck and I love Pete Alonso. Go watch the Mark Canha homer and look at Pete Alonso at the top of the dugout, basically howling, basically a caveman playing baseball. But that's what makes it so beautiful. That like he is that dude, and this Mets team, man, they're really good. They are really good. And yeah, I mean, my Yanks in a funk right now in a little Subway series. Scherzer on the bump tonight. Those guys can drive a knife through Yankee fans' hearts real quick.
I was about to say, look, Philly could have salvaged this and got split 2-2. I mean, the last game could have went either way. Kind of just stole it from them. That's one of the toughest things as a ball player. You got Bohm, who hits 2 homers, he puts them up 4-0, or they get up 4-0. He hits a 3-run homer early on. They get up 4-0. That lead gets erased. He's like, all right, fuck it. I'll hit another one. Oppo this time. 7-4. I'm the hero again. Suck it. That lead gets erased. And then Segura hits a homer to go ahead. Awesome. We're going to win the game. Everyone's going to be happy. And then Connor said, no, I got it. That lead gets erased.
Yeah.
And that one was against Robertson. And I was going to say, like, Philly is hurting right now. Knievel's out for the season. Anthony Dominguez on the IL. But you brought Robertson. You're feeling pretty good. Like, this guy's been good all year. Kind of gets to him. It was an elevated heater. Just missed a spot by Robertson. I think the Mets can hang their hat on that. We got to these guys. We got to their starters. We got to their bullpen. They think they're just all around a better team than the Phillies right now. The Braves, I think, is a different question for them. If they match up against the Braves, I think there's a little bit of hesitancy there. Even with all the things that they do well, I think the Braves are just kind of on a different level. Phillies, all their quotes afterwards were like, oh, yeah, well, the playoffs could be different. It's like, man, you wish you were on the other end of that, saying like, yeah, we beat them this season, but we're going to have to go do it again in the playoffs. they have to like make up this false bravado and say, yeah, we can still do it. And honestly, man, Mets, I think, are probably going to have the second best record in the NL. So they're going to be able to line up their pitching. And I think that's probably the biggest advantage they're going to get is being able to throw out DeGrom and Scherzer against. And you're going to see it tonight and tomorrow as a Yankees fan.
Yeah, we'll see about tomorrow. There's some talk about getting Ty Walker back in there. But yeah, I mean, that's the Mets, man, those 2 Canna home runs, both up and in fastballs. So he beat him to the spot. And D-Rob, he pitched, I think he threw like 30-something bullets the night before. So he comes in and, we now have numbers that show you're less effective if you do that. So that's where depth comes in, and you talk about Knievel going season ending. If you're the Phillies, you have to say those things in the press conference, obviously. They had us, and if we see him in October, we'll do our thing. The one guy that you circle and a dude who changes a lot of attitudes is Bryce Harper, who's supposed to be rehabbing this week, man. So, like, if you're the Phillies, again, go back to the episode where Bryce Harper went down, and we did basically the whole conversation was either stay alive or be so bad you're sellers at the deadline. And here they are. I mean, they are still somewhat firmly in the wild card as long as Milwaukee keeps playing like this. They're neck and neck with San Diego. They have a leg up in Milwaukee. And if they get the bad man back, like, look at Bohm's stats this year. We talked about Real Muto going for a while. If you're the Phillies, and we've said this for a while now, get that team to the dance. So if they can throw their big dogs at you, that team can win on any given day because their stars are as good as your stars, unless you're like the Dodgers.